our stable life we did disappear, to be on the road for half of this year. Truth be told, it was kind of busy. It went by fast and made us quite dizzy. No work and all play was sweetly supreme. We can honestly say we've been living a dream. So very blessed we were in search of a view, and thrilled that our travels could be shared with you.
Some folks thought that we were thick in our heads to sleep in 78 different beds. In April of 18, we headed to Peru, the first of 21 countries we would accrue. Cusco was charming, Machu Picchu terrific. Then we flew to islands out in the Pacific. The Galapagos Islands are in Ecuador. We saw all kinds of creatures along the seashore.
Summer was spent with loved ones near the ocean. We saw plenty of sun, but used lots of lotion. In the Bahamas, we got our wish. We swam with sharks and plenty of fish, where we have snorkeled and scuba dived.
And swam with sharks.
On our U.S. drive, we saw many a friend, and national parks with peaks to ascend. To name the people we saw may seem cockamamie to Jim's Tracy Julie, Joan Laura, and Amy. In PA and Chicago, we saw great architecture and learned about Frank Lloyd Wright in an excellent lecture. Sioux Falls and the Badlands had terrific terrain. We saw natural beauty as well as some rain.
But it's been raining here, so it's kind of muddy, as you can see from my shoe.
At the heads of Mount Rushmore, we stopped to stare. At Glacier, we were shocked to see our first bear. The grandeur of Yellowstone was awesome to see. Old Faithful erupts almost on key. The Tetons were grand, and its lake was so blue. The call of the Elks is there. How do you do?
We saw Jill, Jim, and Susie with our friend Julie, who lives where the views are incredible, truly. Amy and Doug's wedding brought us back east. The event was a blast and quite a good feast. Then daughter Emma and Marin joined us at Bryce. Hoodoos, riding, and Em's birthday were really quite nice. Son Andrew came to Zion to hike Angel's Landing and the Narrows, both of which are demanding.
Todd tore his tendon, his hiking was done, but drove to JT, our engineer's son.
How are you, JT?
I'm good. Good.
We just had pho and noodles at a Vietnamese place, very cool. And we were so happy we got the chance to see him, and he fit us in between his work schedule and his concert schedule.
Yes.
Yeah.
After JT, Yosemite.
Rock climbers who are insane. Check this out.
They were way up high, but look at that sky.
And how long have you been waiting since to come see the Grand Canyon, honey?
I have been wanting to see the Grand Canyon ever since the Brady Bunch came. The views from a helicopter were truly divine. In Sedona, we went down a steep incline.
Albuquerque was quite quirky.
Welcome to Tinkertown. How you doing, honey?
Hi!
Hi! And this is on the Turquoise Trail. So we are driving from Albuquerque, New Mexico, where we arrived yesterday, and we're headed to Santa Fe.
Santa Fe was okay, except for the accident.
But fortunately,
Nobody was hurt.
nobody's hurt, and I didn't even get yelled at.
Good morning. We're here on the high road to Taos.
Life at the Pueblo was pretty austere. In KC, we met Howard for pork tunes and beer.
Hello, everyone, and greetings from St. Louis. Christina and I are here with Christina's only sibling, her sister Stephanie, and Stephanie's husband David.
After we arched to Memphis, we marched. Elvis, Beale Street, and civil rights are the scene. Then we headed to Nashville for Halloween, and Catherine and Mike for fine wine and cuisine.
Are you excited to introduce Andrew to SEC football?
Andrew really wants to go to an SEC football game, so
Yeah.
to visit, to go to an SEC football game.
Bridget took Andrew and his folks to the swamp and taught us to do the gator chomp.
We stopped in Miami on the way to Key West and saw Eric and Tracy, which was a nice rest. The sunset was awesome, the town a playground. Tallahassee was next for Tara and Hound. Next we saw folks we hadn't seen in a while, but Annalisa and Tom gave us a big smile.
In the Great Smoky Mountains it was already fall, and the Biltmore in Asheville was massive, so tall. We had a great offer from Walter and Joanne. Gear was stored, we were fed as part of the plan. We were thrilled to dispose of our rental van.
Yeah, so here we are on our way home. 1,900 miles we have to drive in 2.5 days. And we have a pretty cool sky going on. Christina's doing a great job driving. And we're going to stop in Amarillo and have burgers. Here we are at the home of John and Renee. They are so kind to, that's John, and that's Renee, so kind to be having a wonderful dinner for us. I can't wait to eat your lasagna because we have eaten out. How many meals, honey?
A lot.
A lot.
What do you call this look, Dad?
This is Amish Wolverine. We paused until New Year's before the next phase, kissed our family goodbye for 100 days. Seeing Sarah in Auckland was a beautiful sight after losing one day on our international flight. We saw the Shire, the Maori, and worms that could glow. Went from the North to South Island by boat, don't you know? The train along the coast was a magical time. The train through the mountains was also sublime.
Here we are in Franz Josef Glacier. It's amazing. Look at that back behind us. Lucked out. It's a sunny day and it rains 300 days a year. The drive to Queenstown had views easily found, but not quite as good as on Doubtful Sound. To say goodbye to that place was certainly gnarly, but we had to say hello to Anne, the kids, and Carly.
Here we are at the top of the Harbour Bridge in Sydney, Australia, feeling life on the brand.
At the Great Barrier Reef, we saw plenty of creatures, and the city of Melbourne has a lot of nice features. Tickets to tennis our friend Lisa bestowed, and what fun we had driving the Great Ocean Road. To see vistas, kangaroos, and koala bear before flying to Nam to see what was there.
Motorbikes and markets are all over Hanoi. Halong Bay was a beautiful sight to enjoy. A village floats there for many years for fish farming. The sunsets we saw were incredibly charming. In Saigon, New Year's flowers were there to adore, and rice paddies and jungles and scenes from the war. The nightlife in Bangkok seems lively and active, but most folks think Buddha is the most attractive. We slept a bit in Dubai and missed all its gold to see pyramids which are 4,600 years old.
Jordan was more beautiful than we expected, and Petra, thank God, is UNESCO protected. Temples carved into stone with rooms interconnected. The red sand of Wadi Rum was our very next spot, where movies like The Martian were actually shot. At the Dead Sea, a mud cleanse avoided skin rot.
In Jerusalem, we met Joanne and Walter. In that holy place, we saw many an altar, and were happy to take a little camel ride and jump in the Dead Sea on the other side. The Sea of Galilee.
Blessed are the travelers, for they shall see all.
Walter, I think that might be blasphemous. Right.
We are actually not with him.
Cape Town is magnificent, that's sure enough, but the racial divide remains pretty tough. We took 1 million pictures and are not sorry. We loved seeing animals while on safari. Look at that rhino. Look at that leopard. Victoria Falls is called the smoke that thunders, so loud and wet, the most amazing of wonders.
Lisbon and Porto were delightful and hilly. The weather was nice, but a little bit chilly. Brooks and Marion joined us and made us quite silly.
Brooks, what's your favorite wine? Tawny. Right.
Tawny, taking tawny.
In old Madrid, flamenco we did.
Christine, do the flamenco. The view from Mount Juke is the Balearic Sea, but the most famous vistas are those of Gaudi. In the French Riviera, we spent a week, treated to scenery that was quite unique. In the Côte d'Azur, one does not tire of blue. With Philippe and Laura, we did rendezvous.
Yeah, Philippe, when did you first start falling?
When I smell you at the kind of factory.
Then on to Belgium. We stayed in Brussels, where we ate Flemish stew and plenty of mussels. We walked everywhere for some exercise to counteract chocolate, waffles, and fries. The folks in Berlin do not try to hide its hideous past, the genocide. The wall is torn down, they say with pride.
And while scars of the wars can be seen, they're expressed. Europe's cities are inviting like Budapest, with churches and castles and elegance that oozes. You can see that and more on Danube River cruises. Our hotel room floated right down the big stream. The sights in Vienna were kind of a dream. In World War II, much of the city was destroyed. Years before, it housed Beethoven, Mozart, and Freud.
Little towns like Dernstein are cute, they're not shabby, and just down the river is pretty Milk Abbey. The buildings put this charming town on the map, like Salzburg, but they had the family Von Trapp. The views were superb, though the weather not clear, but we truly enjoyed the great atmosphere. The next day we drank some Bavarian beer.
Inland from Wilshafen was our epilogue. In the Czech Republic is beautiful Prague. Our trip was epic. We had so many smiles as we traveled for 60,000 air miles. It was somewhat taxing to board 29 flights, but totally worth it to see all the sights. The adventure was dope with so much enjoyment. We are now back home seeking gainful employment. No matter how far you roam, there's no place like home. Thanks for watching.